Hello Earthlings. Today I wanted to show you how you can use a delay to add a metallic texture to a sound. So as you can hear, you can use this on both the Modwave here and the multipoly if you want to follow along. But any synthesizer with a delay that can go into territory of like 25 milliseconds or with an external delay, you should be able to follow along as well if you want. So first let me go to an empty preset here, and I'm gonna use two wavetables to create a sort of bell sound, because of course if you want to add a metallic texture, then you want something that can comes from something that can sound metallic anyway. So first off, we are going to select a wavetable, and an easy way to find bell-shaped wavetables is if you are in the menu where you can select wavetable, you can hold shift and then press arrow to the right, and then you get to a second window where you can choose a category, and you can choose bell/glassy there. And if you do this on the PC, you can click on the wavetable, and then you get this pop-up menu, and again you can choose bell/glassy, and then you can choose whatever wavetable you like. So for my first wavetable I'm going to use a kalimba here, and for the second wavetable I will be also going into the bell glassy again, and then gonna use the grandeur. And both these tables have a sort of bell shape here. Oh, accidentally selected another one. Kalimba, there we go again. So yeah, the kalimba is starts as a kind of sine wave, and the further you go into the position, you get more into the kind of FM territory. So I'm gonna use the envelope here, and I'm going to add to the position using the envelope. Set an instant attack here, the decay to around, let's say 1.5, same with the release. And as you can hear, there's no release on the amplifier, so let's also fix that to, let's say 2 seconds, and I'm also gonna set the sustain to 0 and the decay also to 2 seconds here. So already we have a kind of bell sound. I'm going to reduce the volume of my second oscillator a bit. The second oscillator, the grandeur, also has some extra, it's a sine wave with some extra harmonics in there. So we just get that kind of bell sound a bit more. So we have the one that pops up whenever we hit a note and then fades away, and the other one is always sort of there, but on a lower level. Now let's also add some reverb quick here. For that I'm going to use the mid ambience. There we go. So it's there, but it's not too obvious. I'm gonna set the send level to 6 dB here. So we got a kind of nice bell sound already here. And now I want to use a delay to add this kind of metallic sound to it. So for that I'm going to use a custom delay that I made, and I'll show you on the PC here. It's not very hard to make at all, but just to show you the settings. So I made a really fast one. As you can see in the name, it's 25 milliseconds. And for this I just used one of the standard Modwave presets that was like 500 milliseconds, and I just adjusted that one. So as you can see here, the time is set to 25 milliseconds, and you can slightly adjust it here with the mod knob, or not the mod knob, the effect knob. And then I slightly adjusted the damping here as well, and the feedback is set to 0, and you can go up all the way to 100. So basically this is a sort of karplus delay, because it's really fast. And the funny thing about the karplus is that it works really well to add kind of natural sounding effects. Depending on how you tune it, you can get from either a guitar string kind of sound, or you can get a metal kind of sound. And if you play with the delay times, for example, if you modulate it with the chaos pad, you can also use it as a sort of outboard filter, but that's for another time. So yeah, now that you've seen the setup here for the delay, as you can hear, it's not really doing much. So I'm going to tweak it a little bit. I'm going to set the wet dry a little bit lower, because we still want the main bell sound to come from the wavetables, and the delay will just add a kind of kashjiiiing from a metal kind of sound to it in the background. So to do this, karplus and delay kind of works by repeating the sound really fast, and depending on how you set saturation and the damping, you can get different kind of results. So to do this, you need to have a really high feedback, and you do need to be careful here, because if you have a high feedback, it can start oscillating itself, and it can get really, really crazy loud. So yeah, do be careful with building this up. So to edit the feedback, I'm going to hold Shift there and then turn this knob. And I'm just going to start with feedback of 50. Like I said, you should be careful doing this because it can oscillate really loudly. As you can hear, it's already having, if I turn it off now, it's already having a little bit of this this metal sound, so I can push the feedback a little bit more. So right now I have it at 62. And as you could hear, there it already started to go a bit wild, so I'm going to turn it a little bit down to 60. So now we have this nice, yeah, kind of metal bowl sound, and you can further tweak this by adjusting the time as well. So if I don't press Shift, we are playing with the time. And as you can hear, the further I push it away from the 25 milliseconds, it's actually becoming more of a normal delay again. So we don't want that. So yeah, now we have this nice metal kind of sound. I don't know, I can't do it with my mouth, but let's turn it off one more time. So it's off now. And now with it on. So yeah, that's how you can use a delay to add a sort of metal texture to a bell or any type of sound that you want to add. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and see you next time.